welcome to another shark review. So, this time we got Mega Shark versus Colossus. Yeah, Mega Shark versus Colossus. So, this is the fourth in the Mega Shark series. We had shit, okay, and now what else are we gonna have? Let's just get right into that movie. So the plot of the movie is really just all over the place. There's a number of different plot lines going on. One of the main ones is that Russians are drilling into the ocean looking for something, resources. They're not even really that clear on it. Anyway, they're looking for resources, and I guess they pull out some resources, and there's a mega shark just chilling in the water. Yeah, there's just a mega shark chilling in the rock or something. I guess it was stuck, or they don't even really explain it. And Mega Shark begins to attack. Elsewhere in Russia, I guess there's this whole sale going on with this element, red something, I don't even remember what it's called, which powers Colossus, a giant Attack on Titan monster. And when I mean Attack on Titan monster, it's very clear it's an Attack on Titan monster. And well, he wakes up and begins destroying everything. I'll be honest, the plot of this movie is just so fucking stupid. It is easily the worst plot of the Mega Shark series. It makes very little sense, as it's extremely incompetent. It makes no sense for the most part of the movie. It is just so stupid for the plot. It goes all over the place with tons of plot holes. It seriously just makes little sense at all. I just have no idea what is going on half the time in this movie. And I'm just where is this going? There's these environmentalist people who want to save Mega Shark. There's this Tony Stark dude. I just don't even know where this movie's going, and I've watched through the whole movie. It just makes no sense. It's I'm just gonna rush this part. There's just so much unnecessary shit in this movie. Why do I need a super complex movie in my fucking shark movie? It just makes no sense. The story just was so bad. Let's talk about how long they're on screen. The first hour of the movie, they are seriously on screen very little. They are the monsters and they aren't even there. There's just a bunch of talking, and the first almost hour they show up for barely any of it. The last 20 minutes or so, they're pretty much in the entire movie. They're pretty much on screen almost the whole time. But there is some serious pacing issues where the shark and Colossus are barely in it at all, and then they show up at the end and it's just really not that consistent. But how are the kills? The kills are good, right? Well, not really. A few of them are pretty okay, but these ones are usually not by Mega Shark. They're by Colossus. Colossus is able to do some destruction in this movie. He has a laser, he blows some shit up. He's able to do something. Mega Shark really just doesn't do all that much. He destroys a couple ships, and really that's it. There just was not a ton of destruction caused by either of them. But Colossus did do a decent amount. I will say there is one scene in particular that is really good, which involves Colossus throwing Mega Shark into space.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
That scene was really good when it comes to kills. And when it comes to CGI, though, both of the monsters, it's not actual totally shit. It's the best in the series, but it's also the newest one in the series. It looks bad, but not really bad. Mega Shark doesn't look that horrible. I mean, he actually looks kind of cool. And then the other one's an Attack on Titan monster. I mean, if you've seen the anime, you'll already know. But he looks decent enough. The animation, it's not really bad. It's not even really that bad. It just gets a pass. It was whatever. But at least when the monsters showed up in the movie, which wasn't too often, they did look pretty alright. The acting in this movie is pretty much dog crap all around. Almost everybody is horrible in this movie. The main woman in this movie is just so obnoxious. She has this really nasally voice. She's just horrible on all accounts. This woman is just terrible. I'm sorry, but you're not a good actress. Your voice sucks. There's this captain guy. He actually seemingly tries. He isn't totally horrible, but he's the best one of them all, and he's still not very good at all. The acting is just so not good in this movie. It's terrible. Some people have subtitles near the beginning of the movie when they're clearly speaking English. I don't really understand. I can clearly understand them, but they're subtitles. And then there's a guy who actually speaks in Russian, and there's no subtitles. So I'm just baffled. I'm confused. What is going on? I'm sorry. The acting in this movie is just not very good, at all. And there's really just no redeemable qualities in that aspect. This brings me to the conclusion. What do I gotta say about the final Mega Shark versus Colossus for now? Well, I gotta say, it's pretty bad. It's not, like, absolutely atrocious, but it's pretty close. I mean, the storyline makes basically no sense, like, at all. The acting is just awful on all fronts, really. There's some clear pacing issues with the movie. The monsters are not in enough for the first hour. They're in all the second hour, though. It just has many issues. It's not total dog shit. It's not shark shit. But it is really, really pushing it. Like, if I had a 0.5 on the shark scale, it would be something like that. But I don't. When they actually do fight, when Mega Shark actually fights Colossus, it's not bad, actually. It's okay. But it's really short. At least there isn't any, like, there's not a ton of stock footage. I don't think there's really, like, any for the most part. And there's not a bunch of repeated scenes, at least. Also, the scene with the shark getting thrown into space, it really just doesn't get much better than that in these movies. And it honestly saved the movie from being just total shark shit. So for my final rating for the movie, I'm gonna have to give it a 2 out of 5. It's not very good. It's just mediocre. It's not the worst of the Mega Shark series, though. If you're a big fan of sharks like me, you could probably skip this one. In fact, you could really probably skip the whole Mega Shark series except for maybe versus Mecha Shark. That was the best one. This one really doesn't do anything. And you'll probably forget the storyline the next day, like me, who's trying to write a review the next day and just does not even remember what happens, because this movie is just such a blank. It's just really mediocre, and I just forgot everything, like, immediately. So, sorry about that, guys. Well, either way, I'll see you guys on another shark review. Hopefully I can remember that one.